Hey fragrance friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're joining me. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about some of the longest lasting fragrances in my collection. These are all fragrances that for me personally, I get 10 to 12 hours wear, maybe sometimes more, which is pretty incredible. Now, longevity isn't something that I personally look for in a fragrance, but I know it's really important for some of you. I care more about the fragrance itself, if I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's disappointing if a fragrance only lasts 4 hours, but honestly, if I love a fragrance enough, I will decant it and take it with me. But without further ado, let's get started on some of the longest lasting fragrances in my collection. First up is 54 by JUSBOX. Now this fragrance is an absolute powerhouse. Now my husband wears this way more than I do, but I love the scent profile. I just find it a little bit too strong for myself personally. But on him, it smells incredible. And actually I was at an event the other day and I was sat next to a content creator and he was wearing this fragrance and he just smelled so good. So 54 by JUSBOX was a collaboration between Sebastian, the perfume guy here on YouTube, and JUSBOX. And this is a phenomenal, complex kind of boozy, resinous, spicy fragrance. There's a lot going on in here. It's sweet, yet at the same time, it's rich. To me, this almost smells like a more masculine Angel by Mugler, but way more complex. I don't want to do this fragrance a disservice. This is special, very, very special. You probably will need to enjoy patchouli to like this because there is a lot of patchouli in here and it pulls more sweet. So you've got this kind of sugared sweet patchouli that's slightly earthy. You've got a booziness. There's that kind of resinous quality about it. It's aromatic. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal fragrance, truly. It is one of the best fragrances from JUSBOX. And I was super impressed with this release. And it's one of my favorite fragrances on my husband. So yeah, I highly recommend 54, especially if you're looking for something super long lasting because it is a beast of a fragrance. Next up is Amouage Outlands. Now, there are quite a few fragrances from Amouage that could easily be in this video. A lot of their fragrances have great longevity, but Outlands specifically, this is a beast. Plus, I adore it. This is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece to me. But this is easily a fragrance that could wear you. It's an intoxicating scent profile, but it is in your face and bold. And you have to be, well, I have to be in a certain type of mood to wear this. But again, this is another fragrance that my husband adores and reaches for quite a lot. Now, it's another rich, complex, spicy fragrance. It is so good. It smells a little bit boozy, but I don't know if there's actually a boozy note in here. It's got a vanilla-y base, but I think there's some patchouli in here too. There's some spices. It's one I would recommend sampling. I think it's one of the best Amouage creations ever, in my opinion. Actually, the 3 fragrances that came from this specific collection, I love all of them. This one I would say is the strongest out of the 3, but this is the one that stands out. It makes the statement. People are going to smell you all day long. You do not need to overspray this, the same as 54. You could easily just do 3 sprays and people will definitely smell you. It's strong. Next up is Infinity by Elyon Dubai. Now, all of the fragrances that Elyon Dubai do so far last a very long time, specifically Infinity and Hibiscus. I get at least 12 hours from Hibiscus and Infinity, but Infinity is the one that I like the most out of those 2. This is one of the best rose saffron fragrances I have ever tried, hands down. It's rose and oud with a little bit of saffron. At least I perceive saffron anyway. It's slightly ambery. It's slightly sweet. It's kind of that typical rose oud scent profile. It just done to perfection, truly. If you love a rose oud fragrance, this is one you need to get your nose on because it has the most insane performance. This is another one that I would only have to do 2 to 3 sprays and it would fill up a room. People are going to smell you before you enter the room and it's definitely going to be a compliment magnet too. So yeah, rose oud saffron lovers, Infinity by Elyon Dubai. Another long-lasting fragrance, Hibiscus Mahajad by Maison Crivelli. I'm sure many of you know this already, but this one has incredible performance. Not only does it last all day, it has the most insane sillage. People are going to smell you before you enter the room. It is a fragrance that I cannot personally overspray. And if I do spray this on clothes or if it goes into my hair, I will smell this for days on end until that item of clothing is washed or until my hair is washed. So yes, it has great longevity and it also smells incredible. So I'm sure many of you know what this one smells like already, but if you do not, it is a rose and hibiscus fragrance with some vanilla. It's got a little bit of saffron in here. It's ambery, there's a minty note, and it just smells so incredibly sexy. People compare it a lot to Delina. I can see the reference, but it goes in a different direction. You probably get like 40–50% of the Delina DNA here, but then it's just way sexier, way more unique in my opinion. So yeah, take that as you will. Let's do another Maison Crivelli fragrance. So this one is called Safran Secret. The label is wonky and it absolutely drives me crazy. My OCD cannot. But Safran Secret is an absolute beast mode fragrance. Do you know what? Maison Crivelli as a brand, a lot of their fragrances are incredibly long lasting. Or should I say the majority of their fragrances are. But this one, it took me by surprise actually. It was a blind purchase, so it could have easily gone wrong for me. And saffron isn't always a fragrance note I love. My husband loves it. And this is incredible. A spicy saffron that's musky, that's airy. It almost smells like saffron and black pepper with a musky kind of ambroxan base. This one projects like crazy. It's aromatic. It's slightly fresh for a spicy, long-lasting fragrance, but I adore it. I need to do an in-depth review of this one because I don't know if I've spoken about it. But if you're looking for a long-lasting saffron fragrance, I would recommend checking out Safran Secret by Maison Crivelli. Let's go with a freshie because I feel like fresh fragrances often don't last as long. So this is Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Tales from Zanzibar. Is it Tales from Zanzibar? Yeah, Tales from Zanzibar. Now, there are a lot of fragrances from this collection that have insane performance, but I wanted to mention this one specifically because it's a fresh, fruity fragrance, and you would normally expect this kind of DNA to just not last. That is not the case for Tales from Zanzibar. Now, if you like the sound of a fragrance that smells like a guava Rubicon, you need to get your nose on this one. So it is a guava fragrance, but it's slightly fresh, it's slightly aromatic, it's a little bit musky, and on my skin, this just radiates. I don't need a lot of this, and I will be able to smell it for at least 10 hours, and that is saying something for that kind of scent profile. You really normally don't get that from a fruity fragrance. So I would recommend checking out Memoirs of a Perfume Collector if you are looking for a long-lasting fresh fragrance, because they have a few different ones, but they also have a lot of other scent profiles. It's a brand worth checking out if you've never tried it, but this is one of their best sellers, I believe. Guava, juicy, aromatic, musky. It is incredible. Whilst we're on the topic of freshies, I had to include this one. So this is Contralto by Sospiro. Now, the reason I'm including this one in the list, because I talk about Bad at a Freak by Byredo quite a lot on my channel. It's one of my favorite scent profiles, but a lot of people struggle with the longevity, me included. And Contralto is like Bad at a Freak on steroids. Now, granted, it's going to come with a much bigger price tag, but if longevity is something that you really care about and you love that kind of scent profile, this is the one you need to get. It pretty much just smells like an amped up version of Bad at a Freak. Now, if you don't know what Bad at a Freak smells like, it is in essence bergamot and vetiver with a teeny light bit of florals in the background. It's slightly woody, but it's fresh, it's zingy, perfect for every day. And this is just a powerhouse version of that in my opinion. You really can't go wrong with it if that's the kind of scent profile you like. But it is, I think, like double the price of Bad at a Freak. So if you don't want to carry a decant of your favorite fragrance that doesn't last very long, then sometimes actually getting the more expensive fragrance can be worth it because you don't need to wear as much. Wow, I'm hoping I didn't confuse anyone, but it makes sense to me. So Contralto by Sospiro, a long-lasting, fresh, aromatic fragrance. Quite a few of the Sospiro fragrances have really good longevity, actually. So Vibrato is another one. Basso is another one. They're kind of fresh, aromatic fragrances with great longevity. So those are all of the fragrances that I wanted to go over in today's video. Of course, I had so many other fragrances I could have included in this list. So if you do want a part two, please let me know. But I would love to hear your long-lasting beast mode fragrances. Is there anything I need to check out? Let me know in the comments down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much and goodbye.